welcome back to another episode of Grab a Seat podcast, where we have unfiltered chats that fill your mind. I'm your host, Amanda, and today is a special day because I have a special guest, my friend ShakoulB.
We in a choir. Hey y'all, I'm ShakoulB baby from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm ready.
You ready? You sure?
I'm very ready.
Okay.
Been born ready.
Well, that is the first part of the episode. Anyway, introduce yourself. Tell the world about you. A little about yourself.
Well, I'm ShakoulB baby. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I live here now in Los Angeles for 7 years. About to move soon. Can't wait for that. A little bit about myself. I went to high school in Missouri. Then I graduated high school, went to college, went to Mizzou, and then graduated from Mizzou with a bachelor's in health sciences. Went back to St. Louis, stayed there for a year. Then I came to LA. I was trying to pursue acting like everybody else.
City of dreams.
Yeah, and I cut that short. I moved out here to Laguna Beach, California. It's because I knew somebody in Laguna Beach, so I stayed there for a little bit. Stayed there for like 5 months. Then I moved to Los Angeles. Then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to pursue acting. Long story short, had an epiphany. I really feel like when you turn 25, you really start really thinking.
Okay.
I don't know if other people start thinking like I did, but when I turned 25, for some reason, my brain like started sparking a little bit more. And so maybe I just started thinking like, I really don't love this, and I feel like people have been doing it for years and years and years, and I feel like you have to love acting to do it. So then I just completely stopped doing it because I knew I didn't love it. I barely even liked it.
Hey, that's real.
And eventually I just stayed in LA, working for health sciences, trying to get a job in that field. COVID hit. I was working as a server at first, and COVID hit. Then I started working for like home health care. Been doing it ever since. And I just go out, have fun with great friends like Amanda, and doing podcasts. Check out my YouTube channel. That Guy Is Cool, where you see my vlogging of LA, and then I'm gonna be vlogging in Thailand. So
I was about to say, you were too early, sir. Like, we're gonna tell them all that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just telling them a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm going too fast.
See, this is why you can't bring everybody on your show, because they be off script.
Okay.
Like,
I was telling them a little bit about me, and that's a little bit about me. So, but I'm gonna cut back.
But yes, ShakoulB's moving to Thailand. And of course, like, we've been friends for like 4 years, almost 5 years now, I think.
5 years. It's 5 years. Because I met you before.
Maybe like right before, in the midst of.
Oh, it was in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah. So we've known each other we just rolled into 2025. So about 5 years now, coming up on it in a couple months. And so, that time flew.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually thinking about it.
Time flew. So that's one part. But yeah, it was like, I can't let the man leave the country and he not be on the show. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because I've been wanting to, do this, and I forgot that you told me that you was having your own podcast. And I'm glad you told me before I left, because then I would have been like, dang, you should have did it before.
Facts. But, yeah. So yeah, I brought the man on the show because I think it's a great conversation to have. Like he said, like at 25, sometimes it's like you have an epiphany, and it might be between 25, 28. I don't know. Everybody matures and grows up differently. So it depends on when that epiphany hits. But yeah, I feel the same. Like 25, all of a sudden you start really trying to like line stuff up, get your life in order. Like, what am I doing? What are my goals? And granted, everyone's clock is different. And so we can't, I think a lot of times we try to like force ourselves to be on this timeline that the world gives us. Mm-hmm. And like, that just makes you miserable. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad you recognized that wasn't for you, and then pivoted and moved on to whatever else. Yeah. But, we start trying to figure things out, and Thailand is huge. So, with that being the case, let's talk about like the mindset part of that. So, what mindset changes did you have to make to embrace the idea of leaving everything familiar behind and starting fresh? Now, granted, I know it's not really the first time you've done that, because you came from St. Louis to here, so you already had to do it once. But it's another country, so that's kind of huge. So what does that look like?
So I guess when you first thinking about moving anywhere, you kind of got to do research on where you want to move, why you want to move, and you still have to have this thought process of all these things that you want to do and what you want your life to look like.
Definitely.
So when me moving here, I already knew that I just wanted my life to be totally different. So me actually having that mindset of moving out to a different country, I had to not only think of how I want my life to be, but I also need to realize that I'm leaving a lot of people, a lot of things behind. So now I have to really research on a different country, make sure that I'm not getting into something that's that's something I'm going to regret, basically. And so my whole mind process was, why am I moving from this place? Why am I doing this? And I had a list of why I wanted to do it. And we can go on that list if you want me to. But basically, the most important one was basically the expenses. Just spending a lot of money on stuff that you could probably go to a different country and don't have to spend that much money. I just felt like I was spending, like here in LA, I spent like $2,000 for the rent and then all the other expenses that I had to. And I'm just like, man, I probably can go to a different country, spend way less, and probably get way more.
Yeah.
And so that was that's literally probably the biggest reason. And then there's numerous of other reasons why I was moving from the United States, because I think the United States have great things. I think we are privileged here. I think we have a lot of freedom. I think we have a lot of opportunities. But I just think it's a lot of things I dislike about the United States. And I started to realize that maybe the United States isn't for me, and maybe I should start researching about other places that are more aligned with my life and how I want to live. And so that's when I started to think of, Bali, Thailand. I started looking up Puerto Rico, and I just started looking up all these different spots. And then eventually I stuck with Thailand because Thailand was, I saw so many videos and people said they love it. They said the people were nice. They said all these great things, and the only thing they said that was the bad thing, and they didn't say it's necessarily bad because they understand why they do it, but it was just a visa thing because it's a little bit of a struggle. But other than that, everything they said was great, like the cost of living, the people, the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's just they said everything was, all these things was great, and it's just very cheap, And so I think that's what allowed my head to go into a different country and moving abroad and being a nomad. But I don't want to, push anybody to do that, but I just feel like that was just my life's calling. And yeah.
I love that. And then, I mean, you kind of answered it. So that's how you narrowed it down to Thailand. So once you're there, like, what's the plan?
So when I get to Thailand, I already, I did a lot of research. So I already have a YouTube channel, and it's a growing YouTube channel, but I still have a YouTube channel. But basically, I started I started talking to other YouTubers that live in Thailand and been, researching. So I'm going to basically be meeting up with them because they have like a thing called a nomad tribe and stuff like that. So I'm be meeting up with them, and I met with Black Facebook groups in Thailand and roller skating groups in Thailand. So I roller skate. Just to let y'all know. I'm pretty good.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to that.
But I met up with all these different groups and kind of was talking to them and everything, and they was giving me a little rundown of how everything is. So basically, when I first get there, I'm gonna be like staying in an Airbnb, and I'm gonna be basically just seeing everything, trying to get my feet wet and meeting people and just seeing how everything goes and seeing if I actually like the place. Eventually, I'm actually gonna be traveling too because I kind of want to travel a little bit more, so I want to go to the neighboring countries. I think next month I'll be going Tokyo. I'll be going to Tokyo next month with my homie.
Please go find the drifting scene and send me a video. Let me know exactly where I need to go.
The drifting scene. I don't even know what that is. What is it? Oh, you talking about the car drifting?
Yeah.
Tokyo drift.
Fast and the Furious is my favorite series, like movie series of all time. Yes, it's getting a little out of hand. I know, I understand that.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite series. Tokyo Drift was everything. I still I just want to drift every time I see a curve somewhere.
Yeah, I think that was a good movie.
Find the scene.
Too Fast and Furious was my favorite one, but
okay.
yeah. But anyway, that's getting off the topic. But I'm pretty sure I'll go to that main road where they was drifting. Where all the people was there. Yeah. I know I'll be there. I'll send you a video and everything. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be traveling a little more, and then I'm gonna be going to Bangkok and just going to see the world and just meeting different people. So the goal is just to meet people, have a good time, enjoy life, and just kind of expand my YouTube channel and just inspire other people to move too. And I ain't really got no set goal on to like do stuff because at this point I kind of just want to enjoy life.
I got you.
And just let things happen.
Yeah.
So when I get there, it's just gonna be me just enjoying life and building my YouTube channel and just showing everybody Thailand.
I love that. Okay. So it's obviously also a cultural shift because it's a different country and that's a different culture, like Thai culture. Now granted, Thai food is my favorite food.
Yeah, mine too.
Like I could eat Thai food every day of the week. I probably need to go find like a Thai cooking book and just learn how to cook Thai. Anyway, so what excites you most? Like what, and do you anticipate any challenges? Because it is a cultural shift.
I do anticipate challenges. What excites me most is literally just the expenses. Honestly, I'll be totally honest. It's the expenses. I mean, I just can't. I've been seeing multiple videos of people spending $300, $400, $500 a month and literally having multiple pools, a gym, a boxing ring, a little play area for your kids. It's ridiculous. Yes, it's amazing. I was looking at videos. I'm just like, man, if I could spend $300, $400, $500, and I'm getting all this, I barely got a closet to live in. So, and I'm paying $1,500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's on the low end in LA. So
that part.
So I'm just like, the expenses is the most exciting thing. It's also meeting so many different people from around the world. I went to Bali last year, or 2023, late 2023, and man, when I say we met so many different people, and Australians, met people from all over Europe and just everywhere, man. And it's just incredible to meet all these different people, and they all have their different stories and why they came to Bali or visited. So I just can't wait to meet all these different people and to expand my life. I can't wait to network, see how they make money or what they doing and how they, living their lives. To go to the challenges, I think the challenging part definitely gonna be the visa part. They have different visas and stuff like that, but they also be kind of a little bit strict on the tourists that come in, because people try to come in and do stuff and they don't know what people are doing. If they visiting, they overstay their visit. Yeah, that's gonna be the challenging part, because I'm gonna be on a tourist visa, which you be there for 2 months, maybe 3 months if you want to extend it, but that's the most, and you gotta leave the country, and then you gotta come back in a couple days or a week. Wow. So that's gonna be the challenging part, and I think the other challenging part may be, and that might be the language barrier, but most people speak English, especially if you're in like a main city like Bangkok. So a lot of people say they don't really have challenges, but you do get some of those people that don't know English at all, and most of them like older people because they didn't learn it in school. So I think those will be probably the most challenging, but other than that, I think everything else.
Does Google Translate work for Thai? Or what language do they speak? Sorry, ignorance.
It's Thai.
Okay.
I think Google Translate does. People use Google Translate, but I think for the most part, from what I heard, some people say they haven't even used it because most people speak English, or which is a blessing, or somebody in the area speak English, or that's fine. Speak both. So
okay. So I've always said that Shakoul's like the master connector. Like that's one thing I've always said about him. In the years that I've known him, like I've met so many freaking people because of him or been around them. Like ShakoulB hosts like these epic game nights, and I don't know why he was stuffing 67 people into a square shoebox. But he was, and it was always lit, always a good time. He just recently had like a final game night for his going away party, basically. And same thing, like where all these people come from. And so it is incredible though, because obviously, you know, everyone wants community, wants a sense of community, and I think you're a part of multiple different communities. And you have, I mean, obviously the skate community is probably one of the biggest ones for you because, yes, he can skate his ass off. So when y'all follow him on Instagram, you gonna see he skate his ass off. But I've always said you're a master connector. Like you have like this incredible way of bringing hella people together from all walks of life, different backgrounds, and like some people end up super cool best friends, who knows, maybe married down the line. Other people, you never know. Other people, like maybe they don't mesh, and that's okay too, because everybody, like you don't have to be for everybody. That is okay. Exactly. It is okay. But with that being the case, like yes, you're not leaving everything and everyone behind, because like you've done this before and we're all still going to be around, be friends, WhatsApp us, you know how to find us. Exactly. But at the same time, like how do you plan to build a community out there? Because I know you just mentioned there's already like a nomad community that you'll kind of be a part of, but how else or what other ways do you see yourself building community out in Thailand?
So I'm basically going to be doing the same thing when I came to LA. I knew
mega game nights in Thailand.
Mega game nights. Actually, that is a good idea. I might do.
It'll be Squid Games on swings out there.
Squid Games on swings. Oh my god! But I mean, I am planning on building a community out there, regardless if it's roller skating or going out to the club and dancing or whatever the case, or just building a nomad community or network community to make money or business community. You know what I'm saying? So I'm planning on just building a community. I want to build my YouTube channel, so I'm gonna meet people like that, people that actually just visit in Thailand. I'm gonna build people that like that because maybe they come back, you know, or maybe they want to move, you know. So I'm gonna be building a community. I want to build community with actually local Thai people that actually live there. So I just want to build. I'm gonna be building people from all over, even if I'm going to roller skating or if I'm going out dancing or if I'm meeting from the nomad community, people that's actually be travelers too. So all these communities, local people, I'm just going to try to build it just like the way I build it here in Los Angeles, by going out or just speaking to people about what they do and getting their Instagram or phone number. Right. And then I'm just, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's collab on this. Hey, let's do this, like I do already, and then build a connection. It's best when you already have this personality and that can be open and just talk to people and just be welcoming to everybody. And that's kind of how I know so many people. I kind of be...
Yeah, because he's an extrovert that it's annoying, but it's great at the same time. Because I'm an introvert. Like, I guess I'm a little bit of both. Because I can be extroverted if I need to be, I guess, or want to be. But for the most part, I choose a corner.
Yeah. I feel like you were a little bit more extroverted. I feel like maybe when I first met you, you was very introverted. But I think... you definitely came out that shit easily. And I think when you go to like the club, you might be a little bit more introverted. Only because it's random people.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Know.
And I gotta scope out the scene with a gangster lean. Like I gotta see what's going on first and like figure it out.
Lean back.
And then I
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you was a little introverted, but I think you got out your shell a little bit more. And I don't know if that was because of me or just because of the people that surround you or whatever. But honestly, I think you just get out your shell a little bit more, and I think that's I think it might be a little bit because of me, a little bit, because you met Kay, Manera, and all these other people, and I just think made you get out your comfort zone.
It's true. It's once you have a community and it's a little more solid, then you can be more of yourself. I feel like that. Like that's how I kind of take in things and perceive things. So I'm introverted. I don't do the most I don't need to be seen, be known, like all of that. Like I'm very cool with like chilling out, but also, like once I'm with my people, like I'm with my people. We're here to have a good time. So, but yeah, you have that big energy, like and that big light where everyone's like, they just kind of radiate to you because I know your name is ShakoulB, but like, yeah, you that guy, you cool.
I will say it is good to have that, but it's also good to be quiet. Like, you don't want to be the loudest person in the room. Like,
Correct.
I'm just saying this in general. Yeah, I'm extroverted. Yeah, I'm more, friendlier and, got this energy and everybody wants.
Yeah, if you see us talk to him, don't talk to me.
Yeah. But it's good to be literally the quietest person in the room, because sometimes people underestimate you and you want them to, because you don't want them to know all your tricks. You don't want them to know, everything about you. So I'm introverted too sometimes. Like, sometimes if y'all see, I'm in the house sometimes now, because I just be kind of be in my own way. I don't want to be dipping into other people's energy too much, And
that's
now
nice.
I am extroverted, don't get me wrong, but I do have my introverted ways. But
okay.
Yeah.
So outside of like your personality, which already is like great for connecting, realistically though, it does take a lot of like courage, faith, whichever way you want to call it, to like hop countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does. So what gave you like the confidence to just take that leap?
Man, the main thing that gave me the confidence was just looking at how our world is today. And I kind of just literally looked at all these things that the United States have that's good and what's bad. And to me, I just didn't understand why so many of these, in my opinion, bad things was outweighing the good. And I can go on the list with that, but to be perfectly frank, it's just not my thing. And people can love it here. I can see why people move here. But for me, since I've been born here, I've been here for a long time, I'm just ready for something new. And to take that leap abroad was just something that I knew that was going to be totally new, totally different. It's something I was just thinking about for a while. And now that I am going to take that leap, I'm just excited for that journey, because then I can see something I've never seen before, and I will be learning a lot. I like to learn a lot, and that's why I'm doing all these things like this YouTube channel, even roller skating and dancing and all that. I'm still learning when I'm doing that stuff. But going abroad is going to just fuel your mind. It's going to give you that gas. So
that right there.
So I just, I think, the thing that made me want to move abroad was just literally United States as a whole and just doing something different.
I love that. Yeah. And I definitely agree with that. I mean, even if it's not as huge as taking the leap to move to another country right away, even just traveling, because I didn't realize, and I mean, it's no shade whatsoever, but I didn't realize like how many people our age, like in their 30s, have never traveled like out of the country, have barely left the state, like don't have passports. I'll be like, oh my Lord. Like, and again, it's not to judge, because there's no shame in that. It's just, one, it makes me realize how fortunate we kind of really are, realistically, because everyone's life starts out and is set up differently, different backgrounds, families. But like, I was blessed to be one of those kids where like, we took the summer vacations. Like, my mom and the guy she was dating, every year we made it a point to go somewhere. And like, even if we didn't leave the country, we went to different parts where we had never seen. Monterey, California, like Denver, Colorado. Like, we went somewhere, right? And then as I got older, I really got the travel bug, and I was like, oh, we gone. Yeah. And so seeing new things and expanding your horizons, but I really think leaving the country is like a big thing that people just sleep on, because it will, like, seeing how other countries function, how other people live in another country, it can either make you realize the faults of like the US and then why you want to be somewhere else, or it can also make you be very grateful for the US and be like, God, I'm so glad we don't live like that. But you would never know if you just sit in your house. Like,
I agree.
What are we doing?
I agree. And there's a lot of people that, to piggyback what you said at the beginning, people that never left the country. I talk to people and they never left the country, and they tell me they really believe, and not they good to their own opinion just like mine, but they believe that America is the greatest country, and they've been telling us this for a long time.
We're programmed.
Exactly. And so, not saying that America ain't the greatest country. If you feel like it's the greatest country, then by all means, but the people that really say that is really haven't really seen anything. And don't get me wrong, we're better than other countries. Yes, I believe that from some other countries we are better than. But being the best means you're number one. And I just don't believe that. And
in that spot.
So I don't want to be, programmed or to be tricked or thinking that I should be staying here because this is the greatest country.
Right.
When I really don't think we are. So.
But that also comes with like the whole mindset part, because like you said, like you like to learn, and like you do. Like that's one thing I definitely know about ShakoulB. Like ShakoulB will be on YouTube or university learning everything under the sun,
I swear.
And come back with these random facts that like he didn't verify that are actual facts. I'd be like, what?
I swear. And
but
I look it up too.
You have to like be willing to learn and expand your mind, because again, realistically, y'all, we're programmed. Like we go to these schools, again, we get put on this timeline, this path that we're supposed to take, and we're programmed. It's not until you really like step outside the matrix and like see things with your own eyes and your own perspective that it's like, wait a minute here. And so like I would encourage y'all to one, travel. Please travel. Like it's a great time, number one. Number two, you see so much, like the memories, the moments, it's incredible. But also like so you can learn. So you can learn from other people, other generations, other countries, and like make an educated decision for yourself, not based off of what has been taught to you and programmed within you.
I definitely agree. Even if it's out the state. Please.
Exactly, even just leave your state, please.
Just leave your state, the city, I don't know. Just leave, see something different, meet different people. You never know what might happen. You might get a job opportunity and then you might move up to a different state or a different country.
Hey, that right there. Okay, so in the process of realizing that like life is about to change in a drastic but really great way, are there any like lessons or reflections that you've had that have been really pivotal to this move? Like where it's like, man, like that just, I don't know, like that's the one that just really hit.
Oh man. I can't think of nothing pinpointing that one turn of event that made me just like, I gotta go. But it's just so many things, in my opinion, that made me want to leave. It was just United States. It just seemed like it's corrupt. It just seemed like it's just too much of the social media. What's this, that, and there? We divided so much. It's just a lot of things going on. I'm just not for it. And I don't think it's one pivotal thing that made me want to do it. It might be just the expenses in general. Like my mother said she's spending too much, and she lives in St. Louis, like Missouri. So I just don't think if she's spending that much in St. Louis, and I'm definitely spending too much in California. I'm just like, I gotta go. But I think that was my number one thing that made me want to go. But it was just numerous things, and I have literally a whole list on my phone. I wrote it down on a notepad.
I actually love that.
But it's like
that is a reflection in itself. I am reflecting on all the stuff.
No, I'm really literally. I sat down at home and was just writing down, and it's like 25 things. And I was like, let me stop at 25 things. But then I had honorable mentions, so I put on another list honorable mentions, and it was just little things like traffic. You know what I'm saying? Or like being on hold on the phone for so long just to ask the simplest questions. And that stuff to be literally pissing me off, because I'm literally spending an hour plus just being on the phone, and I just need to ask the most simplest questions. Just think about going to the DMV and you sitting there for a long time just to get a driver's license. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even get it that day. You gotta wait 2 weeks. It's just crazy. And then the unnecessary spam calls. It's just little things, literally honorable mentions that I'm just thinking of, and I'm just like, man, this stuff just be pissing me off. And I just be like, it's time to go. You know?
So 7 years in California. 7, right?
Yeah, 7 years.
7 years in California. What would be like your top 5 highlights?
Oh, okay. Definitely the freedom. When I was in St. Louis, I knew I was looking for freedom. I was thinking about going to Texas, Florida, and I've been to both of those places. But then California was one of those places I haven't been to, and I was just like, I really need a place where I'm free. And what I mean by that is like, I was feeling like I was stuck in the same spot especially like was working a job, but I knew I wasn't gonna be going up. I could become manager, but to me that's not really going up.
Right.
Like I want to. I wanted to really like make money, and I was just like, I feel like I couldn't do it in St. Louis, especially because, in my opinion, Missouri has a lot of built up prejudice or racism, and I just couldn't be there personally. I felt like I would get pulled over for whatever reason, and it would just be, it would go south. You know what I'm saying? And I have numerous of like stories of me just not doing anything, and I would get, you know, harassed.
Yeah.
So the freedom part was definitely one. Second, me going to California was the opportunities. Obviously, Los Angeles had a multitude of opportunities. Acting, entertainment, you know, music, you know, whatever you want to do, nursing, lawyer, whatever you want to do, LA most likely has
City of Dreams.
City of Dreams, literally. But I think everybody kind of knows that. The third thing would probably be the networking of people. I feel like in St. Louis, it's big, but it's small. It's like medium, I guess. So when I wanted to move to a bigger city. So I wanted to move to like somewhere like LA or, you know, Miami, Florida, or, you know, Dallas, Texas, or whatever, Chicago. I wanted to move to a bigger city just so I feel like if I can meet all these different people, then eventually they can give me an opportunity to work in whatever company they work at, or you know what I'm saying? So that's why I moved to LA, because I feel like if I can do it in LA, I can meet somebody and just hopefully become this actor, musician, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Not always what you know. Sometimes it's who you know.
Yeah.
Know how to market yourself.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking if I met somebody, I'm pretty sure I could probably get an opportunity to make more money. The fourth reason is probably because the beaches and the environment. Basically, you can go to the beaches and stuff. And I was just trying to go to a place that's more beautiful, if it makes sense.
Cool.
And also with great weather. So I guess that would be 4 and 5. But basically, being around beaches, I wanted to be around the beaches, palm trees. I just wanted to be in an overall better aesthetic, I guess, better place. And I thought Los Angeles would do that, and
it is very aesthetically pleasing out here.
Yeah. And the reason I chose, and I guess it'd be the fifth thing, I think I chose LA instead of the other two was because I had somebody that was in college that actually lived out here. And he told me just do it. I only had $1,500 in my account. And it was because I had some stuff I had to get done with in St. Louis, so I had to spend all this money. But as soon as I got done with all that, I only had $1,500. I was going to wait a little bit longer to build up the money to move. But then he told me he knew somebody that had a room for $1,000 and just come out here, and I'm pretty sure you can do it. I had $1,500. I was like, I'm gonna buy my ticket, man. I'm gonna just do it. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna work hard to do it. And literally, I moved to Laguna Beach, California first. Stayed in the room for $1,000, so I didn't have nothing after that. So I had to find a job. So basically, I literally went on the strip of Laguna Beach. I took every single job that was there. I don't know.
That's right.
When I say every job, I knew I couldn't get the job because it was predominantly women in there. I still applied. I didn't care.
You might need to shake up the dynamic.
Yeah, I'm about to do something.
Yeah.
You know, but so I applied to every job under the sun. First week I got 2 job opportunities, and then the next week after that I got like 5. So it was dope that I got all those opportunities, but then I was like, okay, I gotta really figure out which one I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Eventually I started working at the art museum, Laguna Art Museum, Johnny Rockets, and then the hotel, and I worked all 3 of those jobs.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was great because
that is insane schedule sound like.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna give you a short story because I don't want to make this long. But basically, the art museum was in the morning. Then after the art museum was right down the street from Johnny Rockets, so I walked down to Johnny Rockets, and I did that from the afternoon from like 2 to 10 ish, and then basically I had to go to the hotel. The hotel was overnight. It was from like 11 to 7, I think. But the best thing about that was, and little secret, hopefully nobody gonna see this. But I was working at the hotel, and they had different hotel spots. But basically, I would work at the hotel, do what I had to do for that hour. Basically, I had to do like make a check-in sheet, and then I'll have to eventually do the checkout sheet. When I come back, I would do the check-in sheet real quick for like an hour. Then like 12, I would go look at what's the empty rooms.
Okay.
And then I would put a sign up on the desk and be like, hey, if you need me, I'm working on another room, helping somebody with a room, but I'm really in the
other room taking a nap.
Taking a nap. Going to sleep until like 6 in the morning before the next shift comes. I go back to the desk, finish the closing thing, and then I would be like, oh, yeah, go ahead. It was great. We didn't do nothing.
I love it.
Shit, watch videos, and then I would just go home.
Hey, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. It was great because I was
you.
making a buku amount of money working all 3 jobs, and I literally eventually saved up like some money 4-5 months, and then I moved to Los Angeles, and then I tried to be an actor and all that, but then
Hey, that's what's up, but that's just, I mean, I will say we are in different times now. It is a lot harder to find jobs in California and LA, all of that. So not saying that you're going to be able to make that same situation work, but I believe anybody who has real like determination and drive, you're going to make it work for you. And look, y'all know me, like I believe in God. Put it in God's hands. He will open up some doors and make opportunities present themselves. So come. I don't know. You should come to LA, but come to LA.
When you come to LA, be prepared. Just
yeah. Okay, so last couple things. As you're leaving, there are a lot of other people who are also like, yo, I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I'm ready to go. And whether that means to a different state or a different country, but specifically for those looking to go to other countries, like what advice would you give someone who feels hesitant or overwhelmed by the idea?
Well, if you're hesitant and overwhelmed by the idea, I would just tell you this. You will never get comfortable unless you get uncomfortable. So,
Message!
Exactly. Message, And so, you are going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have all these thoughts. You're going to wonder, like, what if I get kidnapped? What if this happened? You're going to have all these thoughts. But it's either you're going to be surviving or you're going to be living. And I don't want to be surviving. I want to be living. So I want to be living a great life. I want to be enjoying my life. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool if you want to survive, if you want to just tiptoe around, life and just be like, oh, I'm going to just work these 2 jobs just to make ends meet. That's great for you. But if you really, really are nervous or being overwhelmed about it, I'm telling you, it's not as bad as it is. Just think of it like this. If you taking a vacation, and I know you want to take a vacation somewhere, just think about it like this. You take a vacation to a different country, quote unquote. Let's say
I did it for my birthday last year.
Yeah, just think about it. You take a vacation to a different country, and if you don't like it, you homesick, you prepare enough money for you to come back. You know what I'm saying? You can do a round trip. Let's say you do a round trip for, let's say I want to be there January 1st. You come back March 1st. Technically, you're there for 2 months, seeing how it is, doing it, and you coming right back. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stay there long term if you don't want to. You can do a one-way trip and then do a one-way trip back. But just make sure you prepare for that and don't be nervous about it, because it's like taking a vacation. If you're thinking about taking a vacation to a different country, then you can move out there to a different country technically. Now, you could temporarily move out there to a different country and always come back as long as you have the money to come back. You know what I'm saying? So, I know it's scary, but if you look at, if you rate 1 out of 10 on how much you want to leave and it's 10, that means you will walk to a different country. And that's how I feel. And I always ask people, how much do you want to move out your state and go to a different state? And I ask them they say 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. I feel like if you say 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, that means you will walk out the state and literally, move out the state. And if you feel that way about moving out the country and you really don't like being out the country, then you literally are going to make that move. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing going to really change that mind unless it's something really, drastic, like, your family is sick or something like that. But I feel like make just do it, basically. I mean, ain't nobody gonna force you to do it. Ain't nobody gonna, pick you up and take you. You just have to do it. And I understand that it's nervous and nerve-wracking, but telling you, it's probably gonna be worth it when you do it. And if you do your research, you have enough money, more than likely you will be okay, as long as you don't do nothing foolish in a different country. And make sure you do your research, because there's some stuff you can do in the United States that you can't do in a different country. Just like Thailand, you can't vape there. So you will get arrested if you start vaping there. You can't watch porn in Thailand. I don't know how would they know, but you can't watch porn in Thailand. And so you got to do your research on these different countries, because you don't want to go there and breaking the law. Yeah, exactly. And so you gotta make sure you in a whole different. Make sure you know you in a whole different country. So you gotta abide by their rules. Don't try to fight people. Don't try to be rowdy or get argumentative. Or don't even touch an officer. I heard somebody touched an officer in a different country and they got arrested and was there for I think a month or so.
Dang.
Yeah. So make sure you do your research, but just if you really, really, really want to leave, you're gonna make that thing. You're gonna make it happen. Mm-hmm. And that goes for anybody. Just do it.
Yeah. So basically, be prepared. Like that's what I heard. Be prepared. And again, like you said, that's whether you're in a country, talking about going to another country or going to another state. Like, be prepared, because I mean, we talk about this all the time. People who want to leave California, and they just start looking at other states, right? Because cost of living is cheaper. Yes, cost of living is cheaper, but if your account is sitting negative or with $5 right now, and you move to another state because the cost of living is cheaper, the minimum wage is also lower. Mm-hmm. So all you did was just move states to be in the exact same boat. Exactly. You got to be prepared. Set yourself up. Have a little nest egg. Do your research. If you're gonna move to somewhere crazy, quote unquote, I'll be thinking about Oklahoma, know that Oklahoma gets tornadoes. Don't move in a tornado alley. You're gonna have a problem. Do your research, be prepared, like he said. But yeah, take the leap, because honestly, living in fear does nothing. It just keeps you stagnant. And I love to quote Drake. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Right. And it's real though. We don't. So yeah, be prepared. Take a leap of faith.
I always quote these 5 P's that I heard from somebody. Proper preparation prevents poor performances. So if you prepare, you won't have any poor performances. If you prepare to go to Thailand, Indonesia, wherever you're gonna go, you ain't gonna have any poor performances, because you prepared for everything. You got the money. You knew what you was getting yourself into. You knew what was gonna happen. You knew what to do and what not to do, and you knew what was in the country and what you wanted to see and what you wanted to do. So, like I said, proper preparation prevents poor performances. And
like that.
Yeah.
My college guidance counselor, she had a little sign in her office. It was plan to fail, fail to plan. I always kept that, because it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I always kept that too. So yeah, if you gotta hold on to the 5 P's or the fail and plan, hold on to something, okay? Hold on to something. Yeah. And realistically, because again, y'all know I am a church girl and I love God. Pray about it. Way too many people make decisions without ever consulting God. We do a lot of things just based off of feeling and following the crowd and being pushed into things and peer pressure and the TikTok told me to do it. We make a lot of decisions just based off of wanting things right now, because we're a generation of now. Sit down somewhere, be quiet, meditate, and pray. Listen for what God is telling you to do, because going somewhere where you're not supposed to go will also get you caught up in ways that were never meant for you to get caught up in. But now you've put yourself in a position where you got to learn a lesson a very hard way, and it was never meant to be that way. So yes, prepare, plan, set yourself up, and pray. Them 3 P's. How about that?
There you go.
Prepare, plan, and pray about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, sometimes if you feel like you said, if you pray and you feel like that you shouldn't go, then don't go. I mean, I understand if you didn't want to go. I get it. Maybe you got family, maybe you got friends, and maybe God told you that's not what your move is. Your move is to stay here, work this job, and maybe you would get this manager position or this, get promotion. But do whatever you feel in your heart that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't want to push anybody to do something they don't want to do. But if you really have the urge, you have to really think out of 1 through 10, how do you feel? You think you should move? If you in the 5, if you in the middle, you probably, maybe you should try to get it a 6 to try to get it to move, or maybe you should go not to move. You know what I'm saying? But you really need to be really thinking. If you've been really thinking about moving already, you probably up there in the 7, 8, 9, 10 area, and you should probably at least try it out, or maybe you should just, visit a spot first, and then, kind of see if you like being out of the country,
right?
Before you start doing it, do it extended vacay, like 2 weeks or something,
correct?
And then, that's what you. I think that would start off there first before, if you haven't been out, especially if you haven't been out
the country, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't. I mean, if you go all in, shout out to you, but you. Okay, we're gonna end the episode with what I call 45 seconds of rapid fire. So I have questions for you.
Oh.
Rapid fire.
Okay.
You're gonna give me answers. All right, so let's start a timer. Okay. First thing you plan to eat in Thailand?
Thai food.
One word to describe St. Louis.
Beautiful.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Favorite song on your travel playlist?
Paradise.
Okay. Last thing you watched?
On YouTube or Netflix?
Anywhere.
I watched some Rush Hour yesterday.
Skating or swimming?
Skating.
The beats or the lyrics?
Ooh, lyrics.
Okay. What's a superpower you wish you had?
Flying.
If you were an animal, what would you be?
Eagle.
Okay.
Ooh, just in time.
Right. All right, y'all. So that wraps up this episode with my bestie, Shakoul. Of course, y'all, for real, we are super sad to see him leave Cali and leave all of us behind. But we have had a great 7 years with him. Truly, I love this man. Came into my life at a time where, the world was on shutdown, right? So meeting new friends was very weird and awkward anyway, but he became a very, very great friend. Definitely, I think, helped get me out of my shell a little. I've learned a lot from him. Hopefully he's learned something from me. Who knows? I might just be here.
Learned a lot, definitely.
Had a lot of movie nights, him and his roommate, Kay, which is my co-host for my other podcast. Made me watch all these black movies because my black cardigan was bugs. Like, we just...
Message. Just saying.
We have had some really, really great times. And I know that he is only going to have many more with another group of great friends and community.
Whoa.
And if y'all don't treat him right, he got a lot of great friends around here who love to travel. Don't make us pull up to Thailand. But until the next episode, please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow both of us. Hit Shakoul at...
Yes. First, I'm gonna say, don't do it to him. Sizzle. Go on my YouTube channel. That guy is cool. That's also my Instagram handle. Check out my YouTube channel. You're gonna see me vlogging about LA and Thailand. And let me know if you guys do want to travel, because I'll be traveling all over. I'll be in Southeast Asia. I'll be probably in Europe. I'll be in probably Africa. So please let me know if you want to travel. If you're thinking about traveling, let me know. I will definitely hit you back up. If you watch this podcast and you want to hit me up, go to my stuff. I will more than likely, hit you up and, DM you back. I appreciate Amanda. She's been a great friend and great podcast. I love it. Very, very professional. I really, really, really appreciate you. She helped me with all my events, my game nights, my parties, everything. This is probably the most amazing person I ever probably met in my entire life. And I really, really, really appreciate her. And I wanted to give you your flowers and say thank you so much. Check me out on my YouTube. And yeah, I really appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being on the show. Hitting our people with, knowledge, research, advice, wisdom, all the great things. Y'all let us know what you thought of this episode. If there are any questions and you can't get to Shakoul or he didn't get back to you because he is going to be in another country and I don't know how things work, please do not hesitate to hit me and I will get a hold of him for sure. Other than that, you can definitely follow the podcast at Grab a Seat Podcast. If you're just looking to follow me, my main hub for everything is smile_4_Amanda, and that is on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. And until next time, see you soon.
Hey.